Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of my beloved series, Roasting Your Gear Purchases, in which I savagely insult the things you spend your hard-earned money on, kindly using my affiliate links in the description. If you don't know how this works yet, it's fairly straightforward. My Sweetwater and Thomann affiliate links are down in the description below. If you do your standard routine gear shopping through those links, that lands you right here on the list of purchases made through my affiliate links, and I'm going to go through these and I'm able to see not who you are or what video you came from, but what you ordered. And as a matter of fact, this, episode 5, is the first episode in which we'll actually be including some Sweetwater purchases as well, because I finally figured out how to actually see what people are ordering on there. So without any further beating around the bush, let's pick a random purchase out of the pile. Music Nomad Guitar Detailer, huh? Yup. It's guitar polish. Personally, I use this stuff from Crimson Guitars, so it's not a spray bottle, it's like a paste that you smear onto the thing, but it's probably the same thing. Not a very exciting purchase to kick off the episode with, but it is what it is sometimes. I'll give this a 5 out of 5 stars because what is there to criticize? It's a guitar polish. You keep your stuff clean, unlike some people. Next purchase. Harley Benton Multiscale 8 QEB 2020B stock. Something bothers me about this. It's the fact that it says 2020B stock, because is that like a model number, or does that actually mean that it's B stock from the year 2020? The reason I ask is because Harley Benton extended range stuff used to be really shit for a really long time, and then in more recent years, they've made a lot of improvements, and now their extended range stuff is about as good as the regular scale stuff is. This used to mainly be a pickup issue as well. This used to mainly be a pickup issue because the old extended range Harley Benton pickups sounded like the logic they were using in their heads was, oh, a guitar like this has more low end, so the pickups need to sound bassier, which is the opposite of what needs to happen. The bass needs to be scooped, because there is plenty of bass coming from the low frequency of the string. If this is really a multi-scale from the year 2020, then this can't really be more than a 2.3 out of 10. If it isn't, it's a 4, but I feel like this is actually just like a nearly 5-year-old B stock model now, so 2.3 out of 5 stars. Savares 500 ARJ. Strings? Are these strings? Yeah, I take it they are. A Harley Benton D-Style Capo Classic, a Tama stick bag, a Positive Grid Spark 2, and a gravity microphone stand. Okay, couple of things to dissect here. I'm very indifferent to these strings. I've never tried these in my life. I assume they are fine. The Harley Benton Capo, I'm sure it's as good of a clamp-style capo as any, but those are never very good because I have one right here. The fact that like this spring mechanism is, well, the fact that it's spring loaded in the first place means that this is putting immense and unnecessary pressure on the strings as well as the frets that the strings are pressing down on. Because if you've ever played a bar chord in your life, you'll know that it doesn't take spring-loaded steel to make those notes ring out, otherwise you wouldn't be able to play guitar. So something like this, if you use it very often, and especially in the same place on the fretboard, so say you play a lot of music where the capo needs to be on the 3rd fret, you're going to notice the fact that your strings start going out of tune quicker than they're supposed to because they're going to get worn out, and also you're going to dent the frets, like the 2nd and 3rd fret wire. So may I offer an alternative, not sponsored. This is a G7th capo, and what this thing does, let's say this is the guitar neck, you press it down, it stays in place, and you can just take it off like this again. So you just leverage it in and out of place like this. So it does exactly what a capo is supposed to do, which is essentially replace your finger in basically a bar chord. It's also not going to fall off though, because you can't pry it open like this. You have to use that little lever in the back. That was not a sponsored message. That was me trying to save your instruments that you spend money on. A Tama stick bag. I'm sure this holds your sticks perfectly adequately. The Positive Grid Spark 2. This is better than the first Spark. It's not the best thing that you can get on the market in this sort of range because it does still sound like Positive Grid, but it is made up for by the fact that you purchased a gravity stand. I have that same mic stand right over there that holds my regular shotgun mic for all of my videos. Very, very good stand. So, neutral, bad, also neutral, not the best, but not a bad product. Amazing, which means I think this should average out to, let's say, 3 out of 5 stars. The following 3 I actually recall taking a look at beforehand, which I usually don't do before I film these videos. So on October 30th at 11:37 p.m., This was the first person to buy one of the brand new Harley Benton Agufish custom signatures through my affiliate links. Of course, these are already sold out again, because the first run Agufish signatures from a couple of years ago, those were incredibly sought after. They went immediately, so they've been developing this new series. 21 minutes after the first person, here is the second Harley Benton Agufish signature purchase, except this person got a gig-bag combo and also the baritone version. And 52 minutes after that, here's the third person, also with the baritone version. My god, thank you. This made my day when I saw it. Hunter was also quite happy about it. I sent it to him because I thought that was funny. And yeah, he seems thrilled with how the series is going, which is amazing. I have never tried one of these. I don't like the fact that it's a Les Paul, but I know that Hunter is, or Agufish, a big Les Paul guy. Those are like, most of the guitars he owns are single cuts. However, given the design and specs of this, and knowing how meticulous Hunter is about, like, speccing that stuff out, and working with Harley Benton, I have absolutely zero doubt this is an incredible instrument. I hope I get to play one. Again, like, most of these are already sold out, so I won't be able to purchase one. But all three of these purchases across the board, 5 out of 5 stars. Bonus point for the person who bought one with a gig bag. Okay. Oh, this is a big order. Jesus, this is a big order. Let's dissect it. Ernie Ball, skinny top, heavy bottom. Ernie Ball 7-string skinny top, heavy bottom. A Groove Gear fret wrap. A Behringer, what is this? Is it Tuna? Okay. Ibanez RGA 742 FMTGF. I need to read into this one, excuse me. $4.99. And you get 2 Quantum humbuckers. F107, this is a hardtail bridge. Jatoba fretboard maple, okay. Fucking hate the bridge because this is such a cheapo bridge design. I know Ibanez does this on rather many of the budget models. I would much prefer, personally, one of the, like, closed box design, sort of hipshot style ones. There are plenty of options that are budget friendly and hipshot style, whatever. I just think this cheapens any guitar immediately, even though this is an affordable thing. But it doesn't need to look like it, you know what I mean. The back is quite pretty. It has the sort of slightly more subtle, rounded, modern bolt-on thing going on. Thomann polishing cloth, another fret wrap. You're just buying these cables to piss me off now, aren't you? I swear to God, there have been 4 episodes so far. I don't think there has been one in which nobody has bought these horrendous Harley Benton fucking flat patch cables. Stop it. These are so bad. They are so terrible. I've owned so many of them. I have good patch cables now. There is no more interference, noise. They also don't break, and then I have to figure out which of the cables in the signal chain is fucking broken. So bad. I mean, it says here they cost fucking $2. If you just buy some decent, slightly higher priced patch cables, I know it's a bigger upfront investment, but you buy cheap, you buy twice, and you're gonna not buy twice, you're gonna buy 17 times with these things. They are so bad. I've owned so many of them. I don't own a single one anymore because they're all in the fucking bin. You have one of these direct power supply plug things. I'm not a huge fan of those, but they are not the worst thing in the world, so long as you only have one pedal that you're supplying with it, and you don't daisy chain it. It's like one plug with just 18 different like supply things on it. As long as you're powering one pedal with it, it's a fairly standard thing, I guess. You have some Audio Technica ATH headphones. These are fairly standard, I feel like. I see these quite a lot. Yeah, good enough. A Millennium GS stand. Usually I would recommend you do not buy Millennium guitar stands, except with this particular type of stand where, like, it doesn't matter because this isn't gonna break. What will break if you buy the cheaper ones are the long neck stands, sort of, you know, the ones where, like, the neck rests up top and it's resting on, like, a floating platform. That is going to break. I've had like 3 of the cheap ones break so far, so I'm never doing that again. And you have a set of 7-string Ernie Ball power slinkies, Dunlop Tortex standard, 6-string power slinkies, and a snake jack cable. Let me check the string gauge on power slinkies real quick. 11. Ouch. Skinny top, heavy bottom. Not a fan personally, but, you know, I've learned better than to judge people for their string choice. It's whatever. I don't like skinny top, heavy bottoms. If you tune to tunings where it makes sense, I suppose you do your thing. The Groove Gear fret wraps, I'm not a fan of. 2 of these have broken in my possession because they are made of the same material as the shitty cheap ones you can buy on AliExpress for $2, except these go for 16 a piece, which is ridiculous. Personally, I use some now discontinued Patrick Hufschmied fret wraps, or string muters as he calls them. Those are handcrafted by like a seamstress, if you will, in Switzerland. They are amazing. They are expensive, but they are amazing. They will outlast me. As time went on, I've just become much bigger fan of things that I know will like outlive me, but cost a little more upfront than just continuously buying more and more cheap shit. While on the topic of cheap shit, Behringer Chromatic Tuner Pedal. Now there is nothing technically wrong with this. It's going to be a very accurate tuner. Behringer makes good stuff because all they do is copy what Boss does. However, the enclosure is what will at some point just crack under the pressure, quite literally, as well as the fact that Behringer is a terribly anti-Semitic, horrible company, and you shouldn't be giving them any money. That is a thing. Whenever I mention it, people comment, "Oh, what's your source?" Google is your friend. Google it, you'll find it. Bad company. Ibanez, cool. Polishing cloth, you take care of your things. Props for that. Fret wrap, we've been over this. Immediate points deducted for the shitty fucking Harley Benton patch cables. Please stop buying these. Harley Benton, please discontinue them. You know I'm a big fan of your products, but these are really a big miss across the board. All terrible. Not the hugest fan of this thing, but I understand that maybe if all you're trying to power is like the tuner pedal or something, that you don't need an entire power supply brick for that. Audio-Technica's cool. This stand is fine. Power Slinkies, looks like you're gonna be tuning quite low. That's fun. Tortex Standards, boring, but a classic. And the Snake cable, well, that is once more where I draw the line. Stop buying these fucking shit cables, please. If I could make a recommendation, Zoma cable, expensive, but very, very good. I keep mentioning it, but these will outlive me, and that is worth spending $35 on as opposed to $355. This is a big one, so it's very difficult to give an average rating. I like the headphones. These seem to be like a budget headphone staple. A big redeeming factor is that I like the budget Ibanez 7-string that you've chosen here, and that you seem to take care of your things. I can't confidently give this more than like 2.8 out of 5 stars. I'm sorry. Okay. LD Systems FX300 bag. A Harley Benton display guitar stand. I like that. That's cool. The Pro Snake. The good old Pro Snake. One of the Moore GTRS Bluetooth amps. These are very, very cool. I like these. They have the same built-in tones as the GTRS guitars, of which I have a bunch back there, or the Moore Prime P2, or the Moore GE software, or whatever it is. Obviously, tiny little speaker, but given, you know, what it's meant to be, which is a very versatile, tiny little travel box, it's cool. A hard case for what I'm just going to assume is some sort of keyboard, because it's a Korg product. Cordial cable, there you go. That's a cable brand right there. Cordial. Good cables. I have one that they handed to me at a trade show that I haven't, it's still like in its packaging because I don't need another cable in use right now, but I know Cordial make good stuff. Another Pro Snake, a Radial Engineering Pro RMP. What is this? Is a reamp, right? Oh yeah, this is a classic. I've seen, I think, like a yellow version of this. And a Bifaco. Oh, the good old Bifaco synth duster. Okay. Let's start from the top. You also take care of your things. You buy padded cases for everything, which is lovely to see. I love these Harley Benton display stands. When I, throughout the course of 2025, move into a new studio, I'm going to have a bunch of these where I just display the nicest guitars that I have in a slightly nicer way than putting them on a rack where the side of them is facing you. The GTRS amp, that's very cool. Again, you take good care of your stuff. Hard case, good choice. Cordial, good choice. Pro Snake, stop it. Radial reamp box, cool. Bifaco duster, instant 5 out of 5. Another Cordial user, that's nice. This is just a standard jack cable. Oh no, it's the speaker cable. Very nice, very good, cool. I think my speaker cable is also by Cordial. A Harley Benton G112 Celestion V30. Okay, classic 112 V30 cab. And a Joyo Bantamp XL Zombie. Now, let me check real quick. I don't know what makes this Oh, I think the XL version is like a 2-channel one with controls for... Yeah, okay. And then each of these is like a little haha funny in the name. Like the MB and the 2 are highlighted. This is it's supposed to be like a Mesa Boogie dual rectifier. Get it? the #1 best-selling hybrid guitar head. I would have thought that would be like the orange Micro Dark, but it makes sense. I've tried I think I've tried like the standard, the zombie version, not the XL 2-channel one. This is a very, very good sounding amp, especially for the money. Don't take my word for it, take Taylor Danley's with that lovely thumbnail picture down here. Good quality cable, vintage 30 cab, and a Mesa Boogie style little lunchbox hybrid head. Nothing to complain about here. 5 out of 5 stars. Another one. Okay. A Digitech Trio Plus. So what I believe this to be, yes, is basically not just like an automated drum machine, but I think it also adds, there you go, generates bass and drum accompaniment based on your own guitar playing. That is quite cool. I don't know exactly how this thing works, like what goes on inside it. Depending on how well this works, which I don't know at all, this could be very, very cool because it doesn't just generate drums. However, if you're using it through like just a regular 412 cab, like you're running this into an amp, which like it's also a looper, so it's not unlikely you might be doing that. You'd be running drums and bass and guitar through whatever speakers you're using. Like if you have a Celestion Creamback cab that an entire band is playing through, that is bound to sound not all that amazing. I mean, speakers are speakers, they are meant to make sound and handle all of that range and whatever, but speakers like the Vintage 30, like those have been perfected for guitar cabinets specifically. And I feel like if you're gonna use this in some sort of digital application, there is a better way to do it than with a pedal. So I don't know the like how justified it is that it exists, especially because there are going to be limitations to like what it can actually do, as opposed to using some AI software if you're playing with a plugin anyway or something. I really don't know, but I'm just judging it based off of the concept of what it's supposed to do, and that concept sounds really cool, so this gets a 5. Come on! The Moore SD10i model and guitar combo in black. Hold on, here is mine. This is the white one, or actually this is the grey one. I assume you bought this after watching my video on this and the SD30i, the big 30-watt version. And given the fact that my €6.93 commission still seems to have come through, that indicates to me that you haven't sent this back because you hate it. So that indicates to me that I've done a good job reviewing it. To me, this is an absolute Positive Grid Spark killer, provided you don't need USB direct recording. If that is a big thing for you, this Moore unit has like half a second of latency on the USB-C direct recording. I work quite closely with Moore. I've told them to fix that so that people can record to a metronome, because as of right now that's not possible. That is one bit where the Positive Grid does beat it, and I suppose the AI features that it offers, if you give a fuck about that. So I'm gonna give this a 5. I mean, it's one product, and it's one product that I personally use and find very good, so this has to be a 5. A Rockcare Fret Rocker. I swear, you fuckers are sending these back afterwards, right? You're just buying these to piss me off. Oh. Every time I say these are shit, 12 people go and they buy... Jesus Christ. Okay, one singular Harley Benton flat patch cable. D'Addario XS 10 to 46 strings. These are my go-to strings now. Well, not the 10 to 46s because I rarely use that gauge, but the 9 to 42 gauge is what I use on pretty much all of my guitars now. I use the 10s on the stuff that I tune to drop C. A Fender Professional cable. Thank God you at least didn't buy like a Snake or Harley Benton regular jack cable. The Fender Professional series is what's being used on most of my amps and pedal board and stuff. And a Harley Benton DNA Effects GIT core. I have had the, let's call it the pleasure of trying one of these out for about 15 or 20 minutes before. It sounds very synthetic. It doesn't sound amazing. It is just also kind of the same Chinese-made guitar multi-effects chassis that a lot of companies use, with Harley Benton branding stomped onto it, but it's just from the same OEM place with the same tones built in, with different preset names to set yourself apart from the other companies. It's not incredible, but it says here it's priced at $91.61, so it doesn't have to be incredible, it just has to be very adequate, and that it is. So this is totally fine if you live in an apartment and this is your like, my neighbors complain when I'm loud, I want to play with headphones thing, or I want to play through my monitors or whatever. Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. I wouldn't record an album with this, but I also wouldn't record an album with a quad cortex. So I'm the wrong... So it's perfectly alright. I wouldn't record an album with it. I doubt that's what you're gonna do though, because you're buying Harley Benton patch cables. Very good, very shit, very good, very good. Mediocre, but decent price. That is 3.9 stars for you. Ooh, Thomann Classic Crossover Nilo B-Stock and an Ortega Tour Player B-Stock. Okay, so somebody went B-Stock shopping. Good for you. I do occasionally also like to pounce on the good B-Stock deals that Thomann has going on. I have zero opinion on the Thomann classical guitar over here. I've never tried one of these. I likely never will. At NAMM in January of this year, I made a video dedicated to the Ortega booth, and most of that video was about the Ortega Tour Player series, and these, in my opinion, absolutely thrash the Ibanez Tim Henson signatures to death. Those are great guitars. I like the shape, I like the sound, I like the playability. I just like the Tour Player a bit more. Granted, this is closer to a Les Paul in shape than the Tim Henson one is. That is the one drawback, but function over form to some extent. So this is a 5. I'm also just gonna relatively confidently give this thing at least a 3.5. It looks cheap. It doesn't look as fun or as cool as the Ortega. Either way, this averages out to an uneducated 4.5 out of 5 stars. Moving on to Sweetwater. Now, something that's quite annoying about looking at this stuff on Sweetwater is the fact that all it gives me is the product code, and then I have to copy that and paste it over here into Sweetwater. However, I shan't let that stop me. Thank you for purchasing UJAM Beatmaker Vice Synthwave Beat Creation software for $69 through my Sweetwater affiliate link. Yeah, it's just an 80s synthwave beat making software. That actually sounds like a lot of fun, but I might buy this myself and mess around with it a bit. I'm a big synthwave guy. 5 out of 5 stars for the synthwave creation software. Thank you for allowing me to have the 29-cent commission. No, legit, thank you so much. Thank you to everybody, by the way, in this video. I can't say thank you after every listing, but mwah. Okay. Let me guess what it is. It's gonna be a Stingray. It's gonna be a Stingray. Stingray, something. Guitar, I guess. Bass. Ernie Ball Music Man Stingray Special 5H bass guitar brulee with ebony fingerboard. Wowie. She is pretty. Ooh, that's good stuff. That also made me a handsome $95.75 commission. Thank you so much for using my links for that. That means so much to me, helps the channel out so goodly, and I hope that you are enjoying this majestic beast of a bass guitar. That is... oh, dare I say I'm jealous. Beautiful, and I know it's gonna play incredible because it's a Music Man. 2.7 grand though? Oof. I know that's low-end Music Man, that, but fuck, I don't think I certainly wouldn't spend that on a bass. I'd spend it on a guitar, but I'm not a bass player. I wouldn't spend that kind of money on a bass guitar, but I like it, and I hope you do as well. 5 out of 5, no question. If you're seeing this, leave a comment and tell me if you like it. You might not be seeing this, but if you are, then please tell me how good it is. Up next, somebody purchased whatever this is. Oh, it's XS strings. Yay! So that was 50% of the purchase. What was the rest? Ernie Ball Aluminium Bronze Acoustic Strings. Okay. 12 to 54. Medium light. Is this normal gauge? Is this like standard for acoustics? What? It is. I have acoustic strings here. This is normal. 12 gauge? That is fucked. I didn't know that. I don't play acoustic, so I don't know. 13 gauge is considered medium on these. Ouchie. Okay, so I don't play acoustic, I don't know, but I'm sure these are great. The Ernie Ball strings are good in general. The durability is just not that amazing, but these cost about twice as much as a standard Ernie Ball Slinky set. I'm going to translate that into the durability is at least 150% of the Slinkies. The D'Addario XS strings, I can directly vouch for the quality of these. Not the 11 gauge ones because I'm not a lunatic, but yeah, cool. 5 out of 5 stars as well. Come on, let's find one more that I can actually make fun of. There has been so little for me to actually laugh at. None of this has been funny. Now let's move back over to Thomann. Ernie Ball regular Slinky 70th anniversary set. Okay, so for $22.90. You can't see that, my face is covering it. You get 3 sets of slinkies, a manual string winder, and a strap, which is nothing special because this about equates to $22.90. This is about like, I think €5.90 per set of strings, and then a cheapo strap and the cheapoest of string winders. This is absolutely stupid to sell in like, just because, so you get the tin. Coolio, dude. If they'd made a limited run of these and instead made it like, oh, this is slightly higher value than what you could actually just buy for 23 bucks, that would have made more sense than just this permanently available product with 5 things in it, and it's just sold for the value of these 5 things. Cool. Why would you... what? And you also bought a Joyo RO2 Overdrive. I haven't tried this particular one, but I've tried a Joyo Overdrive before. Joyo make good pedals. Ernie Ball make good strings. I just find that 70th anniversary box to be a little funny. I'll give it a 4 out of 5 instead of a 5 because I find that Ernie Ball purchase to be a little funny. And to conclude this video, a Digitech drop pedal and some Ernie Ball strings and another shitty fucking snake cable. Drop is funny. I like messing around with it, but I don't have one because it's not actually practical. It sounds very synthetic. Ernie Ball regular slinkies, cool. I used those for years. And the snake cable is bad. Overall, 3 point whatever. I don't think we dipped below like 2.5 in this episode. I don't quite recall, but I believe. So, thank you all for your very, very good purchases. There was nobody to actually laugh at and insult in this episode. I don't know how I feel about that. I think not quite as good as some of you maybe, because I really wanted to make fun of somebody. So if you have anything really stupid in mind that you really want to buy, please do it through my links so I can laugh at you. If you have anything really sophisticated and cool in mind that you want to buy, also go ahead and do that through my affiliate links in the description below. Sweetwater, Thomann, there are also links to buy my like drum plugins that I use. There are links to the stuff that I use in every single video. There is a Sweetwater link that just takes you to a list of like stuff like these SM7B and everything else that I just use throughout my workflow on a daily basis in the pinned comment and description. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I will see you around in the next video. Now, pucker up, pumpkin. Mwah. See ya.